So, my sisters, what I've learned is that different does not mean less than. Different means we are created differently. When I was in the military, I learned that women were not allowed to be in combat. And as women, we asked our drill sergeants about this. And what they said was, there's a reason for that. And the reason has nothing to do with capability, because women are every bit as strong and capable in combat. And in fact, if a woman is taken as a prisoner of war, you actually do better in hostage situations. You're better as a prisoner. You're better in torture. You can handle pain better than a man because of childbirth and things like that. They said the only reason a woman is not in combat has to do with public perception, because a woman is viewed as a mother and a nurturer, and that's why women are not allowed in combat. So at that point, my mental thinking shifted. Women are different. That doesn't mean we're not capable. We're viewed as different. Our bodies are different. We have lower body strength that is superior to a man. So in the military, men had more upper body strength. So when we did the exercises, the men had to do more upper body and women had to do more lower body. So again, not less than, but different. So if you think of that in terms of men have greater upper body lifting strength, but women can do things that requires lower body. Again, not less than, different. So again, my thinking shifted. When I got out, I just decided that I was done with people forcing me into boxes. Before the military, I was a goth girl, and I noticed that people judged me based on what I wore. And I liked where I could take off certain clothes and put on other clothes, and people would judge me based on what I wore. So if I wore all black and lots of jewelry, people would look at me one way. And if I covered up all of my tattoos and looked like a church girl, I could walk into a courtroom and win a court case because people would look at me differently. And that said something about them, not me. So again, my thinking shifted. This says something about the world and how the world works, not me. So when you take the rules of the world and use them to your advantage, instead of raging against them, you gain a foothold. Or you can just fight against it. And Clothing does not change the person that you are on the inside. But it does change others' perception of you. And yes, you should be comfortable. You should be the person that you want to be. You should be able to express yourself. But you also need to be aware of other people's perception of you. And how do you want to be perceived? That is very important. What is the impression that you want to have? What is the outcome you want to have? If you want to walk into a courtroom, do you want the judge to respect you and take you seriously? Or do you want to lose the case because you wore the wrong clothing that day? That is literally the outcome that you could have from wearing the wrong clothing. If I had walked into a courtroom and wore goth fetish clothing that I might wear to a bar, the judge may have looked at me like I was a criminal. But if I dressed up nice and looked like a lawyer, if I wore a blue shirt, which indicates truth-telling, the judge may believe me. So why wouldn't I do that? So again, my